What's up, wild ones? It feels like it's been forever. Okay, it hasn't. It's been like 3 days, but you know. So I was on my run this morning and soft serve, vanilla, it hit me. Is your message, your art, is it like bland? Is it actually, is it that like caramel rocky road, oh my God, delicious, you know, this is amazing and I've never heard of this before? Or is it just straight vanilla, right? Like, is it super bland? Is it soft serve? Is it just all vegan flavors, of course? Is it just so meh, right? What happens when we're so concerned with whether or not everyone is gonna like it, whether or not it's gonna, oh wait, like I don't want it to push any buttons, you know, like, oh no, like I don't want anyone to not like me, right? We are so consumed with being liked, right? The dopamine drip of social media, right? Like, how many likes did I get? How many likes did I get? How many likes did I get? And also the people, you know, IRL, right? Do they like it? Are they going to say something bad? Did it offend anyone? Like, oh my gosh, like, ugh. And so what happens is we get really bland and really vanilla, right? You probably don't want your sex life vanilla, so why do you want your message and your art vanilla, right? Why do you want this thing that's like the outpouring of your soul? Why do you want it to just be so middle of the road that everyone says, oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Because, and I don't know where the yeah came from, but if you're creating art, right? Not everyone's gonna like it if you're actually sharing the art that's of your soul. Because if you're creating something that everyone likes, then you're doing it in a way that's just being that people-pleasing kind of vibration, right? Where you don't want it to get too raw. You don't want it to be too wild. You don't want it to be too confronting. You don't want it to be too polarizing. And so you kind of just like walk the middle, and you just keep walking the middle, and everything you create is in the middle. So there's no, it's not powerful. There's no deliciousness. There's no oomph, right? There's no potency. There's no magic. It's just blah, right? Now you might be getting some responses and everyone's like, this is great. Oh my gosh, you're so amazing. You're so powerful. You're so this, you're so cool. And you're like, awesome. Wait, why am I not having any impact in the world, right? Like, why are people not actually either investing time, energy, money into the work that I'm putting out? Why aren't they showing up at the shows? Why am I not getting the gigs? Everyone's like, oh my God, you're such an amazing dancer, and yet you're not like booking anything, right? Or you don't feel like the change, right? You're not feeling like you're actually creating the change that you want to create with your art, with your message. And if you're getting all of this positive feedback and you're wondering, what's going on? Everyone seems to like it. That's the problem. Everyone seems to like it. If everyone seems to like it, then something's gone horribly wrong, because you are creating art that is pleasing to everyone on the surface, and yet there's no depth, right? This is like if you've seen a tree, right? And you've seen a tree and you're like, wow, that tree looks like it would just blow over as soon as any wind came, right? Because there's no foundation, there's no roots. The roots aren't going down there. If your art is just like this like little willowy tree, oh, it's so cute, oh, it's so nice, right? But there's no freaking roots, then how is it gonna actually change? It's not rooted into the planet, it's not rooted into the earth. Like, it's not actually getting down in there. We've gotta excavate some things. Your art has to act, it's gotta scare some people, it's gotta shake some shit up, it's gotta like potentially make people get all triggered. And of course, we're not making people get triggered. If people get triggered, that's their shit. And also we want it to we want some potency there, right? Like we want it to feel like something. If your art does not feel like anything, then it's just noise. It's just contributing to the noise, right? And so we want to actually like look at our stuff and, am I being soft serve? Am I being vanilla? Am I being just this squishy egg? It reminds me of, oh gosh, do you remember Ghostbusters and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, right? He's just walking through New York, and it's just like, oh, everyone likes the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Like, if that's what your art feels like, oh my God, like that just makes me, it makes my soul want to puke, right? Like, you want your art to actually move people, whether that, and that means that some people are going to love it, and some people are going to hate it, and some people are going to just be like, oh my God, I can't believe she said that, or I can't believe he did that, blah, 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 right? But if everyone's like, that's cool, then you're showing up in just, you're showing up and you're creating in a way that you just want a specific response, whether that's in real life, whether that's on social media, whether that's both. You're just looking for that dopamine hit of people telling you that you're awesome, right? Or telling you, yeah, your stuff is great. But if you're putting out stuff that has the potential for people to be like, I disagree, I can't believe you said this, da 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 da, or I don't like that, or whatever it is, then you're probably you're getting a bit more real. You're getting grittier, you're getting raw. If you are worried about your church or your family or your friends or something, potential buyers, potential investors, whatever it is, if you're like, oh my God, hold on, I don't know if they're gonna, can I say this? Then you're probably on the right track, right? But if you're like, oh, I think this will get me a lot of likes, or yeah, I think everyone's gonna really love this, I think everyone's gonna be able to relate to this, then it's time to go back to the drawing board and actually freaking think about, like, feel into it. Is your soul actually asking you to create this, or is it ego? Because ego wants those likes. Ego wants that dopamine hit. Ego wants everyone to feel really good and awesome and tell you how great you are. Soul wants the real. Soul wants the gritty, the raw, the nectar. Like, soul wants to put down some roots and be that bridge between heaven and earth. So look at your art. Is it soft serve, blah, blah, or is it actually creating that friction, right? That kind of that like, it's like salt in a wound, right? Like, your art is kind of got to be like salt in a wound, where people are like, oh my God, I'm kind of uncomfortable right now, and I gotta go actually do something with my life because I am now inspired and moved, and I am emboldened at such a level that I have to do something. Like, I feel something, or this makes me so turned on that I want to go do that thing, or like whatever it is. Like, understand what your brand, your message, your art is here to create. Like, what emotional response do you want to evoke, and then creating like more and more and more, and tapping in more and more, rather than just creating a bland vanilla, that's great, okay. This comes to selling, this comes to serving, this comes to seeding your message, this comes to all of that. Are you being soft serve, or are you actually polarizing and creating, evoking some sort of emotional response in your tribe with the work that you're putting out into the world? And if you're not, then it's time to go back to the drawing board and actually look at what you're creating. Now, some of you might be like, but I just want likes. Then this is probably not the space for you. I'm probably not the mentor, the guide, the friendly, hey, go get him, champ. Like, that's not what you're going to get here. So if that's what you want, then, more power to you. But if you are an artist, if you're a creative, if you're a freaking maverick, you know that your message is here to shake shit up, and you want to scale your brand into a freaking movement, you want to actually create art that changes things, then it's time to look at what you're doing and look at how you're being, how you're showing up in your message, in your body, in your life, in your health, in your relationships, in your orgasms, in your connection with God, in all of it. Look at is it that, like, I'm kind of toeing the line, it's cool? Or are you actually like creating the ripple effect that you want to create? A ripple effect, right? Ripples. It has to actually create movement. It can't just be this stagnant, like, ooh. I want you to imagine the difference between a lake, just like a contained body of water, versus the ocean, that raw, primal energy that like reshapes worlds. Which do you want to be? Yeah? And no offense if you're a lake person. I like lakes. I'm just an ocean kind of gal. So that's why yeah. Anyways, okay, I love you. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, then turn on that little bell so that you get notifications, all the good stuff. I'll be going live again later this week, so make sure you are in the know. And by in the know, I mean that you have notifications turned on so that YouTube tells you when I'm going live. If you're not in my wild tribe, then you'll have Oh, good God. You'll have a link down below, but it's nikkakarli.com/wilddrive, and that has all kinds of yummy free resources for you, quizzes that you can take, rewilding ritual that you can start to implement into your life, all that yum, yum, yum. That's it. Thanks for hanging out. I love you guys. As always, here's to your untaming.